Wi-Fi protected access, which is WPA, is a security standard for computing devices equipped with wireless network connections. WPA was developed by the Wi-Fi Alliance to provide more sophisticated data encryption and better user authentication than WPA and the original Wi-Fi security standard. WPA was initially released in 2003. The Wi-Fi Alliance defined WPA as response to serious weakness found in the WEP protocol. A more secure version, WPA2, was released in 2004. So in 2018, the Wi-Fi Alliance announced the release of WPA3 and the current version of WPA3. So WPA works using discrete models and enterprise and personal use. The most recent enterprise mode, WPA2 EAP, uses a strength A22 into 1x authentication. The latest personal mode, WPA2 PSK, uses simultaneous authentication of equal, which is SAE, to create a secure handshake. So how can you hack WPA or WPA2 network? So Kali Linux can be used for many things, but it probably is best known for ability to penetration test or hack WPA and PA2 network. You can also hack using Kali Linux. There are hundreds of Windows applications that claim that they can hack WPA, but don't get them. They are just a scam used by professional hackers to lure newbie and wannabe hackers into getting hacked themselves. There is only one way to hack or hackers get into your network, and this is using a Linux based OS, a wireless card capable of monitoring mode, and a aircrack NG or similar. Also note that even with these tools, Wi-Fi cracking is not for beginners. Playing with it requires basic knowledge and how WPA authentication works, and moderate familiarity with Kali Linux and its tools. So let's begin with this hacking WPA or PA2 network. So first, you have to have a Kali Linux or similarly Linux, any Linux distributor. So just install it, and you have to have a must wireless adapter capable of injector or monitor mode. Some computers have network cards capable of or from this factory. So if you are most, however, you will have to buy a external one. A word list to attempt a crack the password once it's captured. So you need this, a word list, and the most and important thing is time and patience. So some notice. So hacking into anyone's Wi-Fi without permission is considered an illegal act or crime in most countries. We are performing this for the sake of penetration testing, hacking to become more secure, and are using our own test network and router. So make sure you don't use other network to hack this. It is not advisable, and I do not support this to another machine for hacking purpose. So just go to your Linux terminal, plug in your capable wireless adapter. So if you are using Kali in VMware, then you might have to connect the card via the device menu. So then what you have to do is you just disconnect all the wireless network, as you can see. So open a terminal, so just type airmon ng and it will disconnect all those wireless network on your Kali Linux. So then this will list all the connector wireless card, as you can see, WLAN 0. This is mine. So that supports monitoring mode. So if no card are listed, try disconnect and reconnect the adapter and check that if it support monitor mode. So if you are not using an external adapter and you still don't get anything listed, then your card doesn't support monitor mode and you will have to purchase an external one. Then what you have to do is just type airmon ng start your. This will vary from machine to machine, so make sure check yours and type not this one, make sure you type yours. So it may be like LAN 0, LAN 1, it may be different, so make sure you type the connected one, otherwise it will show error. So just type airmon ng start and followed by the interface name of your wireless card. So mine is YLN0, so my command would be like this. The monitor mode is enabled, as you can see on M10. Mon0 means monitor mode is enabled. So the card has successfully been put into the monitoring mode. So note that the new monitor mode interface is Mon0. Then type airmon ng, airmon dump ng, and your monitoring mode. As you can see, Mon0 because this one is this one. So just type air dump ng followed by the name of your new monitor interface, which is probably most likely be Mon0. So air dump will now then after this list all those wireless networks in your area and a lot of useful information about them. Locate your network on the network that you have permission to penetration test. Once you exported your network on the ever population list, just type press Ctrl C to copy or just Ctrl C to stop the process, because it will continue run this process in here. So make sure you stop the process by pressing Ctrl and C. So this will be our target network. So what you have to do now, copy this. As you can see, just copy this BSID to the target network. Now type this air dump ng. This is the channel. This is the channel. This is the BSS ID. Then this is the directory, and this is the monitor interface. So replace all of those from your machine, not this one, because this one from my machine. So make sure you change it to your machine. As you can see, this is from this. So replace channel with the channel of your target network. Paste the BSS ID where BSS ID is. Replace the monitor interface, the name of your monitor enable interface. Then -w and the file path command specified a place where AeroDump will save any intercepted 4-way handshake, which means necessary to crack the password. So here we saved it at the desktop. As you can see, this is the desktop directory. So a complete command will be like this. So just type this, then this will show this. So just press enter. So AeroDump will now in monitor mode. So this is the monitor mode. It will continue be running on the target network, allowing us to capture more traffic information about it. What we are really doing now is waiting for a device to connect or reconnect to the network, forcing to the router to send out the 4-way handshake that we need to capture in order to crack the password. Also, 4 files should show up in your desktop. This is where, so this is the directory, this is where handshake will be saved when captured, so don't delete them. But we will not really going to wait for device to connect, so that's not impatient hackers do. We will actually going to use another cool tool that belongs to the AirCrack suite called AirPlay ng to speed up the process. Instead of waiting for a device to connect, hacker can use this tool to force a device to reconnect by sending a deauthentication, which means the deauthentication package to one of the network devices, making it think that it has to reconnect with the network. Of course, in order for this tool to work, there has to be someone else connected to the network list. So watch the AeroDump ng and wait for client to show up. It may take long time, it may take even less time, it may take second before after the first one shows. So if none shows after a lengthy wait, then the target network might be empty right now, or you're too far away from the network. So as you can see in this picture, there is a client appeared to on our network, allowing us to start our next step. Then what you have to do is leave aerodrome ng running and open a terminal. So this is the another terminal. So as you can see, this is the previous one. So it is still running, and we will have to open the another terminal and type this command. So aerodrome airplay ng -02. So the -0 is a shortcut of the shortcut for the death mode, deauthentication mode, sorry. And the 2 is the number of deauthentication packet to send, and -a, so this one, -a indicated the access point or router's BSS ID. Replace, so make sure you insert this BSS ID with the BSS ID of the target network, which in my case is this one, as you can see, this one. -c indicates the client's BSS ID. So the device we are trying to deauthentication, the note in the previous picture in here, as you can see, replace the client BSS ID with the connected client, and this will be stored in the station. And of course Mon0 merely means with the monitoring interface, so change it yours if it slightly different. So the complete command look like this. Then after hitting enter, you will see that airplay sends the packets. So if you are close enough to the target client, this will deauthentication process will work, and this message will show in the arrow dump skin, as you can see, which was running, as you can see, which was running previously. We didn't stop it. So this means that the handshake has been captured, the password is in the hacker's hand, and in some form of another there is on password. So you can close the airplay ng terminal and just type pressed Ctrl C to close the aerodrome terminal and stop the monitoring. So but don't close it yet, if you just in case you need some of the more information later. So if you didn't receive the handshake message, then something went wrong in the process of sending the packets. Unfortunately, a variety of things can go wrong. You might just be too far away, and all you need to do is move closer. The device you are attempting to deauthentication might not be set to automatically reconnect until someone or something connect to the network. So if you are very close to the network, you could try a Wi-Fi spoofing tool like Wi-Fi Honey to try and fool the device thinking that you are the router. However, keep in mind that requires that you need to be significantly closer to the device of the router itself. So unless that happens or happens to be in your victim house, this is not recommended. Do note that despite your best effort, there may be many WPA networks that simply cannot be cracked by these tools. The network could be empty, the password could be 64 character long, etc. So next, this includes the external part of this lecture. From now on, the process is entirely between your computer, and those 4 files are on your desktop. So actually is the .cap one, that's the important. Now open a new terminal and type this command. So -a is the method that aircrack will use to crack the handshake, and 2 is the WPA method. -b stands for the BSS ID. Replace this one to, as I previously told, so your target router. So mine is this one. -w stands for word list. So replace the path. So this is the word list. As you can see from desktop, it will save as a WPA.txt. So I have downloaded WPA.txt in the root folder. So root.desktop.cap, this is the path of the .cap file that contains the password. So the means wildcard in Linux. So, and since I am assuming that there are no other .cap files in your desktop, this should work just fine the way it is. So, then the final comment will be look like this. What you have to do, just press enter and you are done. Aircrack NG will now launch into the process of cracking the password. However, it will crack it if the password happens to be in the word list that you are selected. Sometimes it's not. If it's not in the case, you can try other word list. If you simply cannot find the password, no matter how many word lists you try, then it appears that your penetration test has failed and the network is at least safe from basic brute force. So, safe from basic brute force attacks. Cracking the password might take a long time, very long time, depending on the size of the word list. So, mine went very quickly. If the phrase is in the word list, then the aircrack NG will show it to like this. The passphrase to our test network was not secure, as you can see, not secure, and you can see here it was in word list, and aircrack found it. So, if you find the password without a decent struggle, then change your password. If it's your network, if you are penetration testing for someone, then tell them to change their password as soon as possible. But I prefer you always test these types of method on your personal machine or your personal other wireless network that have in your house. So, and I prefer and I suggest you don't use this for other people's cases, and that's how you hack WPA or WPA2 network using aircrack.